All right, welcome back to the Attack the Rack YouTube channel. This is the Attack the Rack daily lineup show. Today is Thursday, September the 5th, 2024. At least for the near future, at least during football season, guys. This is the last Thursday daily lineup show. Remember, starting next week, instead of going Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday like we've been doing since the first week of July, we're now going to shift and we're going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Keep that in mind.
Guys, every family party or social event needs something special. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals LLC can do that for you. They provide inflatable bounce houses and water slides on top of great service in the West Michigan Lakeshore area. Call Bounce Master Sam at 616-485-0257 today and mention Attack the Rack to get $25 off your next rental. Also, find Bubba's Bounce House Rentals LLC on Facebook. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals. All we rent is fun.
All right, and as always, we've got Big Mo and we've got Trent here. Wow. Caitlin Clark last night. Unreal. Triple-double.
Pretty good.
24 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. No rookie in the history of the WNBA has ever had a triple-double. Caitlin Clark has now done it twice. Trent, let's start with you. I'm curious to know. You kind of come around. You weren't necessarily watching a ton in the beginning of the season. I think lately, especially since the break, you've kind of tuned in a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You become a little bit more aware of what's going on. After seeing this triple-double last night, another win for the Fever. Is it realistic to start talking about Caitlin Clark for MVP, or is there actually, I mean, we've kind of already talked about that. What do you think in these last 6 games she needs to do to really knock off with the favorite A'ja Wilson for the MVP?
It's hard for me to believe that she can knock off A'ja Wilson just because of how dominant A'ja's been.
Yeah.
But the run that they've been on since the break it's pretty impressive, especially since I kind of assume that the Indiana Fever have been just bad almost historically until they were able to land Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
But she does it all. You know, I think obviously the weakness is probably defensively, but she still gets some steals and makes some plays like that. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's hard for me to convince myself that she can win over A'ja, but she definitely has to be in the top 2 or 3 conversation of that, just based off of the run that she's been on in the second half. And they're winning. That's the other part. I think if you do it and lose, yeah, it's impressive, but you're still not winning games.
Yeah.
Which is the whole end goal anyways, is to go win a bunch of games and win the championship. But I think she's got to be in that conversation. Rookie of the year, it's over. Like, it's got to be over. There's nobody else that can compete with that. But yeah, she's legit. And I've been watching only Caitlin Clark, I guess, WNBA wise. It's hard for me to watch any of the other stuff or any of their games. Just, it's not as good and it's not as entertaining.
Right.
She brings a little swagger to the WNBA, but yeah, she's a stud.
Yeah, and going into that game last night, they already knew they had clinched a spot in the playoffs. They're the 6th seed right now with, I think, 6 games to go. They're 3 games out of the 5th spot. So more than likely that'll be a challenge to bump up another spot. More than likely they'll be in the 6th spot. But Trent, as you mentioned, obviously all the winning. You take Caitlin Clark off the team, they're not doing that. Obviously, they got some other good pieces with Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston, but they're not winning at the clip they are. So I think that's a feather in her cap for MVP based on what does MVP stand for? Most valuable player. Big Mo with 6 games to go. Does she, if she's going to win the MVP, what do you need to see out of her these last 6 games yet?
If she really has a legit shot, she probably needs to win 5 out of these 6. and it probably go 1-1 against the Aces.
I agree. I
You
was going
know,
to say that.
like, and she would have to put up better numbers than Asia. I think Asia is the clear front, but if they go 6-0 in these final six, you are going to have people talking. And it'll be all her fans,
Yeah.
but it'll be some talking. I don't think she played that great last night after I watched the game. Um, obviously, the triple double's amazing, but 7 turnovers.
Yeah.
If she wants to be in that race, I think she can. Again, I think that's something that people will come back to and be like, "Well, she's averaging 6 turnovers a game."
Yeah.
And that would take her out of probably the top 2, I think. Um, they didn't play that well last night, and the Sparks are not that great of a team. They barely shot 40% from the floor and almost beat the Fever. So the Fever have to be able to shoot the ball well. Probably mostly Kelsey Mitchell. They usually, if they didn't get their big 3 were great last night. They didn't have anybody else really played that well. So good win, but yeah, 6-0, and Caitlin Clark is
I
we're
mean,
gonna have some interesting conversations down the stretch here.
yeah, I mean, if they do go win these last 6 games, that would mean that since the break, they would have only had 1 loss.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
I would not want to play that. What's the series? How do the playoffs work? Do you know?
That's a great question. I'm
Is
looking.
it 5 games or is it 3 games?
I think they're 3. They're shortened.
Yeah, I think is it best of 3, and then the championship is best of 5, or?
Do you think that benefits the Fever at all, playing only 3 versus like playing a better team and playing them 5?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, but
I guess they only need to shoot well twice.
you go out there and shoot. You get hot. You might win 2 in a row just by chance.
Yeah.
I will add just so all our listeners know, the Fever were solid in the beginning of the WNBA.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were.
Hall of Fame type player Tamika Catchings.
Yeah.
So she was there for a long time. So they won the finals in 2012.
Okay.
Dale, producer Dale can fact check that, but had some solid squads in the beginning of the WNBA with her, but then they kind of fallen off after about 2015, 16.
Yeah, certainly. I think what is it? They haven't made the playoffs since 2015, maybe. And then obviously the last 2 years they've had the number 1 overall pick, so they've been the bottom of the barrel. But I agree with you. They got to she's got to at least split with the Aces. They play them twice. They got to go 1-1 against the Aces for sure. And she's probably got to play very, very well. Well, she's got to play very, very well in every single game if she's going to win MVP. I think she's got to go over 20 points in every single game, for sure.
Yeah.
I think they also huge game tomorrow night against the number 3 seed or current number 3 seed Minnesota Lynx, who they are 1-1 against this season, but the time that they beat the Lynx, they were playing without Napisa Collier. So, and their 1 loss since the break is to the Lynx with Napisa Collier. So I think they 100% have to win that game tomorrow. They got to win all the other games and then split with the Aces, and she's got to go over 20 points in all those games. The other thing is, like we said, even if they do go 6-0 to try to make up those 3 games to bump up to the 5th spot, that will be a challenge. I think that's very unlikely. So, an MVP on the 6th seeded team, I think that's kind of unlikely as well.
I just looked too. They're home 5 out of the last 6.
Yeah.
So that helps as well.
Yep. Big Moto, what were you looking up? Did you look up the playoff thing?
Well, no, because I know it's shortened. It's not like the NBA. I was just looking to see it. I mean, they have a chance in reality. If they go 6-0, they're going to end up being like the 4th, depending on how maybe the Aces do within that,
Yeah,
right?
that's the thing. I mean, who's the fifth seed? Seattle?
The Storm, and they're only 2 games behind them.
Okay, so they're 2 games behind the Storm. I still think making up 2 games in 6 games is tough.
True. True,
Because,
especially, but I guess it all depends.
I mean, that
You
would
know,
mean the Storm would have to, how many games did the Storm have left? Let's say if they got 6 themselves, they'd have to go.
7.
Okay, so they'd have to go 3-5.
Yeah, Liberty,
they got the Mercury, they got the Aces.
Mercury twice, Sparks
Yeah.
twice.
So there's 3 games you could lose, and then if
And then the 4 seed right now is the Aces.
the
Aces.
Aces,
Yeah.
that would be the
And
tough one to make
How,
up.
how many games are they behind the Aces?
3.
3. So again, the Aces would then have to go 3-6.
Yeah.
And
So-
one of them to the Fever.
That's the hard part of making up 2-3 games and only 6.
Well, they'd have to go 4-3 to finish.
Make them play 82 games.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe they will. I mean, if here's the thing, if it makes sense financially, they probably would. But it sounds like still, despite this whole big boom, the only team really making money is the Fever. All the other teams, it sounds like, are still losing money. So
The Fever and whoever the home team when they play the Fever.
yeah, but then the
Well-
problem is they play 30 some other games against non-Fever.
Yeah. Well, it's like that interview with I forgot what team they played recently, but that girl was like, yeah, it's all Caitlin Clark fans. And she was like, it's kind of annoying. And then she like kind of flipped on it and was like, well, it's great for the game. It's like, come on now.
All right. Anything else on Caitlin Clark? Again, big game tomorrow night, Minnesota Lynx. Anything else before we move on?
Nada.
All right, guys, it is Thursday. It is NFL season. It has arrived. We have a real, actual NFL game tonight. We got Ravens at the Chiefs. Chiefs are a 3-point favorite. Last I checked. What do you guys think is going to happen tonight? That is a huge game. Ravens Chiefs to kick off the season. Usually that first game of the season, obviously they do try to put together a nice matchup. Last year it was the Lions defeating the Chiefs.
Oh,
I don't know. What do you think? Who are you going with?
it's tough. It's hard to like bet against Patrick Mahomes.
At home.
But I don't. After the Lions beat him last year in Kansas City, I don't see why Baltimore can't do the same thing. I'd probably take Baltimore in the points.
Okay. Big Mo, the Ravens were your pick to win the AFC.
Not how you start, man. It's how you finish. But I do think
Chiefs win.
no. Actually, I do think the Ravens probably get them tonight, only because of the young, the unproven receivers for Kansas City. I think that might be an issue with Patrick Mahomes early on. I think they get better; they always do throughout the year.
Yeah.
I think the running game. Who's the new running back for the Ravens? Derrick
Henry.
Thank you. That's probably just you can rely on that, and that's what they're going to do, and that's easy to rely on. So I think you take their defense, put that with the running game tonight. The Ravens win by 4.
Okay. All
Don't
right.
even need yeah, they get the points too. Get the points. Still winning by 4.
Well, all I care about is Travis Kelce having a huge game because he's my tight end on my fantasy. That'll be a
He
great.
might not make a catch tonight, Kurt.
Did you hear about the breakup scandal with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce?
I saw someone posted like a letter, a publication letter or something like that.
There was some letter. It was completely made up.
Yeah.
Someone made this letter and made it look like there was this it was like planned out how on September 28th they were gonna break up, and it was like this whole like manifesto about the breakup, and it was gonna be on September 28th. But turns out it's all hoax.
I wouldn't doubt it. Like I wouldn't put it past anybody.
In this day and age, it's true. But yeah, it turned out to be a hoax. So so glad to hear it was a hoax. That shouldn't affect Travis Kelce's mood at all. And hopefully he goes for about 20 catches and 500 yards. And then tomorrow night, we've got another game. This is kind of crazy. Friday night football. From Brazil, which is interesting. The Packers and the Eagles. Did you guys hear Darius Slay's comments about playing in Brazil?
Oh no, I did not.
You did, Big Mo?
Well, it doesn't sound like it's a very safe place to
No,
be.
and that's what he was saying. Like, so we're going to Brazil.
And nothing against Brazil. It just doesn't sound very safe right now.
Well, yeah, the NFL is telling all the players to not leave their hotel because
Really?
of how dangerous it is. And then it's like, well, if it's that dangerous, why in the heck are you having a game there?
Maybe it wasn't as bad when they scheduled it, and then
Yeah,
maybe it's tough to reschedule something like that.
Yeah,
but
people climbing through the vents like they did in Miami for that that one game.
but anyway, Eagles are a 2.5-point favorite. This should be another good game. I don't know. I still have a lot of questions on the Packers. I know they finished strong last year. Jordan Love had a pretty nice end of the season, but I don't think anything we saw from the Packers based on the entirety of the season last year has me convinced that they're going to be that great or that Jordan Love's going to be that great. I could be wrong. But anyway, Eagles 2.5-point favorites. Big Mo, what do you like in that one?
Well, I hate the Packers. So I'm taking Eagles. Because I just hope every analyst out there is wrong about Jordan Love being like this
Yeah,
next coming of the great Green Bay quarterback. So I'm taking the Eagles. I like what they did at the running back, bringing in Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
I think they rebound from they figured out what went wrong last year for the last 8 games or whatever.
Yeah,
Give me the Eagles. Give me the Eagles.
all right. And then Trent, what do you like in this one?
I'm going the other way. I'm going Green Bay.
All right.
I don't know. It just feels like one of those games where neither team is comfortable. Obviously, they've been stuck in their hotel rooms. So I think it hurts that A.J. Dillon's out all year. I forgot it hurt his knee or something like that. So he's out all year. But I don't know. Philly just hasn't been very convincing to me. I don't even know who's their wide receivers besides Smith. They got anybody else?
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. Yeah, give me the Packers. He'll be close. So give me the Packers.
AJ Brown. Yeah, give me the Packers.
Yeah, give me the Pack.
That's interesting because you guys
say Devontae Smith.
Smith. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
It is interesting. You got two teams that were totally trending in opposite directions to end the 2023 season. Eagles trending way down, Packers trending way up. Meeting here in week 1. All right, let's now wrap up the show. This might take a little bit of time, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. We're going to go through the Lions schedule. Obviously, I've already made it known yesterday that I think the Lions are going to go 17-0. We'll go quickly here, game through game, and I want to know what do you guys think, win or loss? All right, so Lions, and then keep track of what you have the record at as well as we go. They open up with the Sunday night game. They're home against the Rams. Trent, win or loss?
Win.
Big Mo, win or loss?
I mean, my heart says win, but I think the Rams steal one.
Okay.
They're a little salty after last year's playoff loss. And I think this kind of just regroups us, gets us like, okay, we got to be refocused here.
Yeah, it would be a good way to kind of because they're getting a ton of hype again this season. So, all right. So Trent, you got them at 1-0 after week 1. Big Mo, you got them at 0-1. Week 2, they are home again. This time against the Buccaneers of Tampa Bay.
Another win.
Win.
All right. And then they travel week 3 to Arizona to face the Cardinals and possible rookie sensation from the Ohio State University, Marvin Harrison Jr. Win or loss, Trent?
Marvin will have a great game, but they're going to lose.
Okay. Big Mo?
Yeah, win by the Lions.
All righty. And then the following week, they're the Monday night game, and they are at home against the Seahawks of Seattle.
They lost to Seattle last year, didn't they?
They
Yes,
did. And then the year before, they blew that big lead, right?
Yeah.
Last year? I know they lost 2 years ago.
I think they're going to beat the Seahawks.
Okay. So after week 4, going into the week 5 bye week, Trent, you got them at 4-0.
Yeah.
Big Mo, are you looking up last year?
The Seahawks beat them in OT last year.
Last year, okay. And then the year before, either they got destroyed by the Seahawks. I think they did. Geno Smith.
Wasn't that at Seattle and they got destroyed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Actually,
There was one that was,
or was
the
it
Lions?
Seattle?
The Lions made a game of that one. It was 48-45.
Yeah. Were they down big and came back, or was it back and forth the whole? I don't remember. There was something crazy about that game. Yeah. But anyway, this year, in the year of 2024, Big Mo, what do you got?
Oh, we take care of business.
Lions. All right. So again, going into the bye week, week 5, Trent's got the Lions at 4-0. Big Mo's got them at 3-1. They come back after the bye at a huge game at Dallas. Trent, what do you got?
I think they might drop that one.
Okay. Fair enough.
Although last year's was a fluke.
We're out for revenge.
Man, yeah, I think they drop it. I think they lose that game.
Big Mo.
Coming off the bye week, they are ready and prepared, and they kick their tails.
All right.
Lions win.
All right. So now you guys both got them at 4-1. Week 7 at Minnesota.
W.
Yeah.
Who's the quarterback for the Vikings right now?
I think it's going to be Sam Darnold, isn't it?
Okay, that's a W.
Either way, they stink.
Easy.
And then week 8, they are back home against the Titans of Tennessee.
That's a win. I don't even know who's on the Titans. So
Yeah.
victory.
Will Levis is their quarterback. They lost Derrick Henry, obviously.
Yeah, Lions.
Dub.
All right. And then week 9, they travel to Lambeau Field and take on the Packers.
I think they beat the Packers on the road.
Okay.
So do I. I like that too.
And then they are at the following week on the road again at Trent's pick to win the AFC. Possible Super Bowl preview then, Trent.
Yeah.
At Houston Texans.
I think they lose that game.
Okay.
I will agree. I'm guessing the Texans will be a highly in the air, aggressive, right? Probably not a strength for the Lions.
Yep. Good
So
point.
I'm going to go Texans probably win that one.
Okay, so after 10 weeks, where are we at record-wise, Trent?
2 losses.
Okay, so 7-2.
7-2, both of us.
Okay. And then after that, they're home against the Jaguars.
That's a victory.
Dub.
And then at Indiana,
Another victory.
Indianapolis.
Count them up. Win, win, win.
And then the big Chicago Bears coming off of being featured on Hard Knocks.
They're going to win by 35.
Okay.
I like it. Sure. Why not?
All right. And then home against the Packers.
They win that one.
Okay. So
I
2-0.
think they lose that one.
All right, so Big Mo, you got them winning on the road, losing at home to the Packers, and you got them going 2-0 against the Packers. And then they then they're home against Buffalo. 2 years ago, they had Buffalo home on Thanksgiving and totally blew that game. Do they get revenge and beat the Bills this time here in Week 15, Trent?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I think the Bills lost some pieces, and that's gonna hurt them long term.
Big Mo, you like Josh Allen and the Bills this year.
Oh, I do.
I thought you said that.
Yes. I don't think he has a ton of weapons, so maybe he has to
Rise to the occasion.
rise to the occasion, improve his game, and he has to rise to the level of the water.
Philosophy. You can use that for Big Mo's motivational minute.
But even if he does play well, Josh Allen, the Lions take the win.
All right. And then week 16, they get on a bus and travel to Chicago, or they probably fly because the NFL has all the money in the world. So they travel to Chicago.
I think they beat the Bears again.
Yeah.
It'll probably be snowy, but I think they beat the Bears.
Yeah, December the 22nd is the date on that game.
I trust our run game more than I.
Exactly. Power, run, strength, toughness, grit. Everything Dan Campbell is about.
Yeah.
One of only three outdoor games on the season. Obviously, the other one is at Lambeau, and then the other one, what did we say, is at Dallas? No, at San Francisco. So that Dallas, do they have an indoor or do they have retractable?
I think they're in.
Dallas is retractable, isn't it?
Okay.
I don't know.
Or maybe not.
But anyway, yeah, because the following week they travel to San Francisco for a rematch of last year's NFC Championship. That's a Monday night game at San Fran. Trent, what do you think?
I think the Lions lose that game.
Okay. Big Mo?
They lose that one.
All right. And then one more game. Week 18 is a home game against the Minnesota Vikings.
I think they win that one. Man, 3 losses though. They might have to drop another one throughout the year somewhere.
So you've with beating Minnesota, you've got them at 14-3.
Yeah.
All right. Big Mo, Minnesota at home last week or last game of the season.
They beat Minnesota. So what does that put me at then? I got 4 losses.
Okay, so 13-4.
Yep. Let's count there.
All right, 13-4 for Big Mo, 14-3 for Trent. Trent, you seem a little bit nervous about that, but I mean, hey, you went through each game, right?
Yeah, sure did.
So I think you're onto something. Again, I'm saying 17-0. So, all right, guys. Anything else? Anything we missed?
No, I don't think so. I'm just trying to look at the schedule and see what other one they could potentially lose, and I just hope it's not like the Cardinals or like a really bad loss.
It could,
like the Colts,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I think in our head, I think it could be the Bills. That's a possibility, right?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how good they're going to be, but I just could see the Lions losing to a team that's not very good.
Yeah, or to an okay team on the road like Green Bay. I don't know.
Yeah.
Outdoor game.
Maybe they lose one in there to a conference rival or a conference foe, whatever. Vikings.
Yeah, maybe like the Vikings or something.
I can't see the Bears beating them, but maybe the Vikings don't have a quarterback.
I know.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah, I think Trent, you had them going undefeated in divisional play, and then Big Mo, I think you only had them losing to the Packers at home.
Yeah, maybe they drop one to the Packers.
Huh.
I don't know. I hope not, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited.
All right. Well, hey, next time we have our show again, it'll be Monday night, and with the exception of the Monday night football game, is there 2 this year? The last few years they did doubleheader on opening week. I don't know if they're doing that again, but either way,
just one.
Okay, so all the game, but by the time we meet again next Monday, all of week 1 except for the Monday night football game will have been played. So we'll have a lot to talk about on Monday. We will see you then. And guys, enjoy Thursday night football tonight. Enjoy some Friday night football tonight. Enjoy a Saturday of college football. Trent, who do the Buckeyes got? Oh, yeah, you said Western Michigan.
Western Michigan.
So the Buckeyes opening the season with some MACtion, Akron in week 1 and Western Michigan.
Showing love to the MACtion.
Yeah, giving them some money.
Yeah.
All right, and then Michigan high noon versus Texas. We'll see how that goes. All right, we'll see you Monday.
See ya.